the Smoky Mountains, going to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Our daughter absolutely adores Dollywood, absolutely adores Dolly Parton. I have no clue where she gets that from. But so with her birthday coming up this year in September, I know it's like September. What the fuck? You're talking like forever away. But we're planning on going up there, renting a big cabin, staying there for about a week, you know, doing the whole Dollywood, the whole Dolly Stampede, kind of doing all the fun stuff, you know, seeing some family, having a big redneck shindig there in the mountains and the Smokies. So we're planning that. That's awesome. So I've been spending a lot of my time sitting around with her watching videos on YouTube of cabin reviews and things like that. That's probably the hottest gossip I've got going on in my life right now. Is just planning that. Still hanging out here under lockdown in the lovely and beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. I say lockdown, we're not really. Let's be honest. It could be worse. We could be in freaking California, right? If I had to compare Arizona to anything, we're more Floridian, I would say. We're similar to what's going on there. We're pretty much wide the fuck open, which is good. I like it. I love it. We're wearing masks. We're washing our hands, and we're going out and eating when we feel like it. It's pretty good. I shared with you we went out to the casino, so that should tell you kind of probably where we stand on these kind of draconian lockdown measures that are happening across the country. Arizona's open. Come hang out with us. Yeah, I was reading something about that the other day. You know, you see the decline in California's population and the sharp uptick in Arizona and Texas and Florida. I wonder why. Yeah, I wonder why. Maybe I didn't know people like government overreach. Maybe they don't. Maybe that's why they're leaving. That's probably true. So we're doing that. We're in the middle of house shopping too. So I don't know if you've done that. I feel like I'm finally reaching adulthood here as I am mid-30s, and I finally decide that I don't want to be a renter anymore. I don't want to live in the middle of the city. So we're moving out of so we're in downtown Phoenix. We live in downtown, and we've been here for a few years living in downtown. Before living in downtown, we lived close to downtown, and so we kind of went. So let me back up. We started kind of in the edges of downtown. And then we're like, you know, it'd be amazing. It'd be fucking awesome to live in downtown. So we moved to downtown. We've been in downtown for a few years. We have the PaleHorseMedia.co studios here in downtown Phoenix. So we live, you know, maybe 10-minute drive from the studio, which is kind of sweet too. So we were like, oh, this is going to be awesome. We're going to be all urban and stuff and live in downtown. And it's great. Don't get me wrong. There's some amazing restaurants. There's some amazing stuff happening. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in downtown, but you have downtown problems. So especially with like the lockdown stuff that happened, you know, last year, you know, you're kind of stuck. You don't really have a lot of outside space that you can enjoy. You're just kind of in concrete jungle, right? There's, it's like where we live, like we're in a pretty decent spot of downtown, but like, you kind of have like random, and again, not picking on them, but you kind of have like just randomly get down and open your door and there might be like a homeless dude asleep, or excuse me, a homeless person. Let me not gender them. A homeless person asleep on your doorstep, right? And you're like, you know, get scared shitless. You have to like kind of kick them a little bit to get them out of your way so you can at least get to your car. Like, I don't know. We've decided to go the complete like opposite direction. Let's just go opposite direction. And let me preface that too by saying that we kind of live in a very small kind of like row of townhomes, and we have fucking horrible neighbors, like the most complaining neighbors that you could ever imagine, like horrible. We might get into some story times with that later. Just that would be fun. So all of this kind of coming together, we've kind of got to the point where we're like, we want space, we want privacy, we want room. So we're going the opposite direction, right? We live in the center of the city, and we're like, okay, well, let's get the fuck out of the city. Let's move out. Let's move into an area with no HOA. This is the test. This is the true redneck test of privacy for me. Like, I want to be able to step outside on my front porch and pee off of my front porch if I so choose, if I feel like it, and not go to jail. Like that's the general rule. I want to be able to step outside, pee off the front porch, and be able to wave at my neighbor without them realizing what's going on. Like that's true privacy for me. So we're looking way further out, and I say way, it's probably like, you know, kind of from city center, we're going to go like probably about 50 miles out into the desert. Right, we're just going to go out into kind of farmland. So Phoenix has a good chunk of like farmland around it as well. So we're going to go out into that direction. I want cows, you know, I want open fields. and I want privacy. So we're in the middle of kind of this home search thing, finally going through the gateway of adulthood, trying to do that without going into monstrous amounts of stupid debt to do so. And that's it. So that's kind of where we're at right now. That's the busy stuff that's happening in life. Work's still going. Work's still having, all the kind of normal work stuff. I'm working from home a bunch, doing a lot of podcasting, hanging out and doing that. I mean, it's a blast. It's a blast. I hope 2021 ends up being a lot less locky downy than what it was. I hope things continue to get back to normal. Spending time doing that, spending time going to the gym, just hanging out, spending lots of quality family time together. So that's episode 1. What do you think? Make sure you head over and you follow along on all things social media. I hope you like it. You love it. If you like this stuff, share it with your friends. Let folks know. If you haven't checked out The Hop Nerd, make sure you go check out that podcast. Again, you can find us on YouTube. You can find The Hop Nerd anywhere that you find podcasts. Make sure you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to this podcast, please do me a favor. Click that little subscribe button. Go follow along on YouTube. Subscribe to those channels as well. We have new episodes of Really Fucking Scary Stories. So season 2, that's a seasonal podcast. It'll be coming out pretty soon as well. That's a cool show because we try to do that. We try to coordinate it around road trips. So we'll do some kind of episodes here from the studio, and then we like to take it on the road and get all kinds of paranormal in haunted locations. So the last time we did this, we went to Tombstone, Arizona, and we went to Tucson. Let me say this correctly. We went to Tucson. Then we went to Bisbee, Arizona, and then we went to Tombstone. So that was cool. So Tombstone, there's all kinds of great stuff paranormal-wise that you can go hang out. When we were in Bisbee, we stayed in the Copper Queen, which is notoriously haunted. It was a really interesting experience. So if you want to listen to those episodes, you can go check that out again at Really Fucking Scary Stories. That's all I've got. I'm done. I'm going to go hang out and do normal life stuff. I've got work to do. I'm out of here. Sam Goodman, signing off. Bye, everybody. Bye.